Okay, so I may in fact be going to Los Angeles come, today's Wednesday, so I guess not this time next week, but very close to this time next week. So, little backstory. Earlier today, this morning, I was on the Twitter business, and I'm looking through all of my, well, I have two lists, and one of my lists is the JLo list, so it has like all these different fan Twitter thingies, and so I go to my list, and I'm looking through, scrolling through, seeing what I've missed, and one of them is like JLo's going to be on some TV show with Leah Remini or whatever, and it has like a link. So I click on the link, and it sends to like a Facebook page. And on the Facebook page, it's like calling all Jennifer Lopez fans, and again, it iterates this thing about JLo being on a TV show and how they have like 50 tickets or whatever to go to see the TV show. So I'm thinking it is a solid 9:15, 9:30, 10 o'clock. I feel like it was like almost lunchtime, 11 o'clock, whatever, in the morning. And I have no clue when this was posted on the Twitter, but it was definitely posted before now, so I have no clue how many people between then and now have actually seen this and have actually done something about it, since I'm generally, apparently, very slow on when it comes to doing things. So I'm like, oh, fail, but let me try something anyway. So there's an email address, and I send an email to this person saying, hey, just seeing if like the tickets still existed in the world, if I could still get that. And so I get a response back, and it's like, okay, so email this person at the CBS or whatever, and just say that you're with X, Y, and Z. So I'm like, okay. So I send another email, and I say I'm from X, Y, and Z, and do you have tickets? And then like not too long after that, a guy named Danny from the CBS whatever studios is like, yeah, so how many tickets do you want? And I'm like, is this real life right now? So I'm like, 2 please. And that's kind of where the like life paused today, because I hadn't heard anything back from Danny. But I'm gonna say that I am totally, maybe I shouldn't say, but I'm going to say I'm totally gonna get these 2 tickets. And I've been freaking out all day because it's like, oh my gosh, so I have 2 tickets. And then after I looked up to see where it's thinking CBS studio or whatever it is, it's like Los Angeles, California. My life is in Georgia, Athens, Georgia to be exact, on the other side of the country. So Los Angeles is here, Athens is way over here, and I would have to do a whole lot of this. So it's kind of actually very similar to, like, you know, last month when the JLo was in New York, and even though that wasn't way over there, it was kind of like right there, life still didn't happen the way it was supposed to. So I'm getting on the website, and I'm like, okay, well, let's look at some flights. Let's see how much life is costing right now. First flight I pull up, $683, and I'm like, oh, my fail, my life, it hurts. Who has $683 for no reason? So I'm thinking, no, I definitely need like a sugar person. Then in my office, I'm like, what's the etymology of a sugar daddy? Because I would love to know, like, why is it called that? What does sugar have to do with getting money or anything like that? So one of my students actually looked that up, and it turns out that I don't actually want a sugar person, because I feel like the sugar part has something to do with like, so you're giving me money, and then in return I'm going to give you some things that are it's not going to happen in real life. So maybe not a sugar person, but I would love to have an investor who would just invest money in my personal endeavors, one of which would be booking a flight and, you know, transportation and hotel accommodations to go to stick in LA. So I'm running around trying to figure out how I'm going to get some money and how I'm going to make this happen. I haven't contemplated, like, I don't have any credit cards. I was like, could I go to the bank and get a credit card and say I got it? Can I charge it today? Like, is that real life? Can that happen? Nobody seems to know. I don't know, because who does that exactly? Who does that? Nobody. So then I'm like, oh my gosh, I still don't, I'm poor. And I was talking to one of the doctoral students, and she was like, just get a ticket. And I looked at her, and then I looked at the wall, and then I looked back at her, and I looked back at the wall, and I looked at the ceiling, and then I looked back at her, and I'm like, what is wrong with your life? Clearly, if I could just go purchase the ticket, then we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. It's not that simple. I need you to know. But she's like, there's this thing called, like, Bill Me Later, where you go, you buy it, and then you have 6 months to pay the thing off, no interest, no something else, and then life is peachy. So you can buy it on this pretend credit, not like a real credit card, buy it on this credit, and then you can do it, and then life will be good. You just pay it off 6 months. And I'm like, are you kidding? My life Is this real? Am I going to do this? Oh my gosh, I don't know. Call my cousin Tiffany, and she's like, huh, go get the ticket. This is like real life. Do it. You can go. I'm going to go too. I don't know how. I'm going to see if I can get off, and it would be great. We can go fly, make life happen, potentially get something signed. She's going to be there in real life. Maybe I can, take a photo, do something. Not that that would, cancel out any of the things that I'm doing with these videos right here, because it's still won't. It'll be the same. But yeah, so this is where I am right now. I've been looking up flights, and I found one that's an AirTran flight, although I'm anti-AirTran. They have a flight right now that's $484, the round trip flight, $484, and a little bit of chump change. That'll get me there and get me back. That I would do this no bill, or bill me later, no bill today, or whatever I said was called. It would work on this plan here. So I just have to make the decision to actually do it. I have to commit. But then at the same time, it's like, do I want to do that? Because there's no refund. So I still have to pay $484, even if I never flew out there. So do I wait for Mr. Danny from the CBS to say, hey, here's a formal email that says, these are how many tickets you're getting, and this is what you need to do. Do I wait for that email? Who knows when the email can come? Or do I go ahead and buy the ticket now? Doesn't really matter if I buy the ticket right now, if I'm going to do the bill me later. Interesting. All the thoughts that are going on in my head, all the things that are playing, running rapidly around, while, like right now I'm pretty confident there's some reading that maybe I should, think about doing for class. I don't know if I'm doing that because all these thought processes are happening. Wedding Planner's on TV, so I mean, I feel like life has to stop a little bit for that anyway, even though I know all the lines and I don't really need it. But it's just something, it's on TV, it makes me feel good. And then I'm reading a book of my own anyway, and it's really good. But either way, I'm doing a whole lot of non-JLo talking right now. But all this is to say that there is a chance, a very strong chance. Right now we're sitting at about 95% chance that I will be neglecting my studies and a little bit of my students to go on a whim trip, very spontaneous, and that's not even like me. Spontaneous is not even a personal descriptor. But doing something very spontaneous and flying to Los Angeles, having never been there before, to go to a taping of a TV show and, to try to make something happen. Oh my gee. Okay, so I'm going to be done, and I will come back, and I don't really know what tomorrow's video is going to be about, but whatever it is about, I will update you on whatever the situation is like with this here thing. So, yeah, bam, and wrap.